can stretch from here to there, and others lead the way to somewhere. What they dream and what they do inspires us all to see it through. Stand up and be heard. One little light can change the world. Stand up and be heard. One little song can change the world. My mom, my dog, and cousin Cassie help me when I'm in need. Like Rosa Parks and Dr. King, they help us believe in something. Some don't think like others do. It takes courage to do something new. Stand up and be heard. One little light can change the world. Stand up and be heard. One little voice can change the world. Stand up and be heard. One little light can change the world. Stand up and be heard. Your one little song can change the world. I wanna know who you are. Don't wanna judge you by your car. Do you speak the truth? Can you sing like rain? I wanna hear what you have to say. Skin, it can be pretty thin. Skin's just the suit you're in. Skin. I wanna know what's in your heart. Don't matter if your skin is light or dark. I don't care where you live or what you wear. If you got cornrows or
my suit that you're in.
Go on and give me some skin.
Trip on the wind, slip on the rain, wander around, forget what to say. If I fell from the sky, I'd land in the clouds. I'd whisper, I love you, right out loud. Hablo bajito, te quiero. I don't know why. Hablo bajito, te quiero. I'll be your love. Let's go see the stars, dance on the moon, sing in the sunrise like the nightingales do. We'll follow Orion as he traces the sky and whisper te amo all through the night. Hablo bajito, te quiero. I don't know why. Hablo bajito, te quiero. I'll be your lullaby. Hablo bajito, te quiero. I don't know why. Hablo bajito, te quiero. I'll be your lullaby.
I used to know the names of all the stars. Now I just know a few planets like Jupiter, Earth, and Mars. I used to know the name of every child. Back before I was born, back when I was safe and warm, back when I was flying in the sky. Now I have to go to school and learn it all again, get good grades and try to remember when I used to know the words to all the songs. Now I only know the melodies and I just hum along. I used to know the language of the birds, the robin and the blue jay. I always knew what they would say, the prettiest songs that I have ever heard. Now I have to go to school and learn it all again, get good grades and try to remember when. I used to know the names of every tree, and now they're just a forest in the dusk of evening. I used to see the God in everything, and now it's just a rustling, a whisper that I'm trusting when the redbud blossoms in the spring. And now I have to sleep and learn it all again, and let my dreaming take me to the place where it began. Oh, oh,
oh. Life is good because we have music, so why don't we just sing all the time? We may be different, we make mistakes, and sometimes we give and sometimes we take, but each day we learn and each day we thrive. But most of all, life is good because we're alive. Sweet as candy, sweet as family, sweet as apple pie, sweet as apple pie. Good times and bad times, sad times and mad times, young, wild and free, it's good to be me. Life is good because we have music. It's good to be me. Life is good because we have music. Life is good because we have music, so why don't we just sing all the time?
Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
It's
Wow.
good to be me.
Oh, we're going to have a little bit more music.
Life is good because we have
Oh, I have to tell you, behind the...
Life is good because we have music, so why
I don't know,
we
it just keeps playing. We can all sing this song now. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
It's
Wow.
good to be me.
Oh, we're going to have a little bit more music.
Life is good because we have
Oh, I have to tell you, behind the...
Life is good because we have music, so why
I don't know, it
we
just keeps playing.
I just muted you guys. I think we have the live stream going on in the background. Hope you guys just need to unmute.
Okay. Well, you know, there's just been so much love going around, and we've been having such a good time behind the scenes that we just kind of got a little bit crazy and kept playing music over and over and over again. Anyway, I want to welcome everyone. Happy Valentine's Day. What a very special time for all of us to get together and to share amazing music. And wow, tonight is just, it's just going to blow your socks off. It's just spectacular. So I hope you all were enjoying the KidPanAlley songs. Jen Jacobson, our executive director, and I were over Zoom kind of doing a little bit of dancing and singing along. It's always a joyous time. So I want to tell you a little bit about this evening. We are so excited to have Beth Nielsen Chapman with us and Tom Prasada-Rao. So it's just going to be another amazing concert series. So I want to welcome Tom. Tom, come on. Are you there?
I am here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You know what, Tom? I didn't get a chance to meet you earlier when you were doing your sound check, but I did hear you. And oh my gosh, I just sat on the steps and just was like, wow. So you have such power and spirituality in your songs, and I understand you love R&B.
Yeah, I grew up on Motown. Even though my parents were from India, you know, I would sneak the AM radio into my bedroom and listen to the devil's music.
Oh,
Well, I thought they changed some of the names of the towns in India anyway, and I think one of them is probably called Motown by now.
maybe. Maybe. But anyway, tell us what you're going to sing for us tonight.
Oh, well, let's see. I'll start off with a love song, appropriately enough, and it's one that Beth and I wrote about a year and a half ago.
Oh, wonderful.
Leave It to Love. How can I fall in love with you and not be afraid that I will lose myself? They say to thine own self be true. That's where the trouble starts, at the edges of the heart. Funny how the hardest part is letting go and learning how to leave it to love. Sometimes it hurts, sometimes it's not so perfect. Leave it to love, that's how it works. The future is so uncertain. Whatever it is, we've got to trust. Leave it to love. Leave it to love. I've been here before a time or two, with so many others just like you. But something about this feels so new. This is where I start to doubt. Am I in or am I out? It's not for me to figure out. Nothing in the world to do but leave it to love. Let it decide how long we stay together. Whether it's wrong, whether it's right, if it should last forever. Where we end up is bigger than us. Leave it to love. Leave it to love. Leave it to love. Sometimes it hurts, sometimes it's not so perfect. Leave it to love, that's how it works. The future is so uncertain. Whatever it is, we've got to trust. Where we end up is bigger than us. Leave it to love. Ooh, ooh. Leave it to love. We never did figure out how to end it, so there we go.
Oh, goodness. That's amazing. Leave it to love. Let it decide how long we'll stay together. Man. You know, with COVID, I think a lot of people have either fallen more deeply in love with their partners or are beginning to ask some questions about that love. Definitely put an interesting shade over everything.
Yeah, like just either the people who are in great relationships or bad relationships.
Well, Cheryl and I are glad we're in a great one here.
We
We've been
are
together
glad.
nonstop for a year now.
Yep, and a year in COVID. Holy moly!
It'll put any relationship to the test, I'm sure.
Absolutely, that was beautiful. Oh my gosh, how did you get started? Tell
How
me
did I get
tell me
started?
your history.
Well, my dad used to play the harmonium, you know, the Indian keyboard thing, like a pump organ, a mini pump organ. And he had this little Indian group when I was 6 or 7 years old. And he played the harmonium and the tablas, and there's somebody else played the harmonium, and somebody else played the flute. And I was just taking violin lessons, and I was I was playing in the kitchen while they were playing, you know, and I was just accompanying them. And the other guys in the group said, Tom, my dad's name is Tom too. Tom, your son, you should ask him to play with us.
Oh,
So that was my first gig, was playing with my dad.
very cool.
Yeah,
Very cool. All in the family.
yeah.
So you wrote this with Beth.
I did. Yeah,
Hey, Beth.
I am so excited to hear that song again, Tom. I haven't heard it since we wrote it, and I mean we did a demo of it, but you sound fantastic singing that thing.
thanks.
I
He
mean,
does.
you're like a male Sade, and that is a huge
I
compliment.
know. That's the name. That's what I was.
Smooth operator.
Oh, yeah.
I've been trying to rewrite that song for years, and that is so. I mean, we got together before times. Remember that?
Yeah,
When you could travel.
when you could get together.
Yeah. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, in our Zoom room, let me introduce you to Beth Nielsen Chapman, the Wonder Woman. Oh my gosh. Talk about hits and Grammys. And, you know, I never realized that I had heard the song This Kiss in the movie with Sandra Bullock.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, that's Beth's song. Actually, Faith Hill recorded it. But for those of you out there, and I'm sure you'll figure out throughout the night as she shares some wonderful stories about many of the artists that she has worked for and written songs for. This woman is gold in Nashville.
Aw,
She is
thank
gold
you.
actually
Thank you.
everywhere.
And in my life, too.
And in Paul's life and in our life. And I'm just so excited that you're with us tonight. So tell us, what are you going to sing?
Well, I'm going to sing all Valentine songs. This
Okay.
one I wrote, and I put it on my last album, which came out in 2018. I just finished a new record that's just coming out this year, pandemic permitting. But this one, I have this little foam on my guitar so I can sound cool like Bruce Springsteen. So, yeah. So, and I'm going to back up a little bit. I'm trying to get my lighting right. So I've got this little thing. I'm going to go all pink for Valentine's Day. There we go. I'm going to get a little pink. I haven't been in the sun or anything.
Okay.
Because I can play with technology. So I'm going to back up here so you can, in case you want to learn the chords real quick. This is a stalker Valentine song. And I really wrote it, actually. My husband, Bob, and I have been married since 2011. But we met in 1998. And my first husband had died in 94, and I met Bob in 98. And it took us until 2011 to get married. So you can imagine the complication of our union is vast and wonderful. And just, you know, we took our time. But we went through a little rough spell, and I just remember feeling like at one point, you know, if I didn't change some things and get to be easier for him to live with, because at first it was all about how I could change him, and then it sort of turned into a couple of things I might need to do. So when I was at that point where I was like, okay, maybe I need to do some things, I was in danger probably of having him just go, you know what, this is just too much trouble. So I wrote this song, I think out of sort of that fear of him giving up on us, which he never did. At least I don't think so. But then I was like, what would you do if you really were in a deep relationship and the other person starts to pull away, only you weren't going to let them, no matter what? It's kind of creepy and scary. And also, true story. Yeah, a stalker could write this too. Somebody that, it's like, you know, if you know it's good for you, you're not going anywhere. Hold tight, my darling. Oops, somebody's got their microphone on. I can hear somebody moving their papers around. I'll mute those microphones. Hold tight, my darling. These winds blow strong. Don't start deciding. This love is wrong. We stay come rain or shine. In spite of everything, you're still my Valentine. Red roses crumble, love letters fade. No need to wonder or be afraid. One thing is certain, I'm yours, you're mine. No matter what life brings, you're still my Valentine. No silent night is dark enough. No tears, no fight could stop our love. No silent night is dark enough. No tears, no fight can stop our love. Now and forever, beyond all time. Just keep remembering, you're still my Valentine. Whatever life brings, you're still my Valentine.
Woo!
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. That is so beautiful.
Thank you so
Man,
much.
Great, Beth.
you know, you just, it starts off just this soft and you just kind of bring us in closer and closer. And then it's like, yeah, you know,
You're not going anywhere, buddy.
you're not going anywhere, baby.
That was great, Beth.
Oh my gosh. So for everyone that's out and listening, tell us a little bit about how you got started. I mean, you have just this tremendous story about.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of chapters, and
Yeah.
I started literally started when I was about 11, and my dad got a guitar for Father's Day, and I stole it and stuck it in a closet in my room. And he was in the Air Force, and my family was stationed over in Germany, and there weren't any books in English, so I literally all I had was the guitar, which is called a Framus. It's a German-made guitar, and one of those little circle things that has the things you blow in it, like woo, and you tune it. So I could get it in tune. And then I would just stick my fingers where they sounded good. And then I named the chords things like circle with a dot in the middle of it and X. And then as I was singing around the campfire, I was embarrassed that I didn't know the names of the chords. I would go say like, you know that chord you just did that, you mean the C? I'm like, yeah, the C. And I would write that down. So I started off very uneducated, and I'm still uneducated. But from there, it just went on and on until here I am. It's a long story.
Well, you can share bits and pieces of the journey as we go
Okay.
through this evening, because it's just an amazing story.
It
And
is.
trials and tribulations. I think everyone that, performing tonight have had obstacles and things to overcome, and it's all about
Absolutely.
the heart.
And if you haven't before last year, then you certainly know what we're talking about now. 'Cause this is a whole new era. All right. Thank you
Well,
guys so much for having me.
We are so delighted, and it's not over yet. We still
We have
don't go
lots
anywhere.
more songs from you.
That's right.
Wait till we can harmonize with each other when they get this, this technology up to speed.
And then
That's gonna be fun.
when they solve the speed of light, I think we'll be in great shape.
We'll be in great shape. Well, the whole thing about love, it's so interesting because, working with kids, the girls always want to write about love, and the boys absolutely do not want to write about
They
love.
want to write about hunting.
They want to write about other things, sports, turtles, whatever, but not about love. And so Paul was working in a local school, Wakefield Country Day School, and he asked this 5th grade class, he says, well, what do you want to write about? And one of the girls raised her hand. She says, I want to write about love. And then another boy raised his hand, and Paul said,
He didn't raise his hand. He just shouted out, I don't want to say anything about love.
So
And
it ended
I
up being
said,
quite a cute
Wow,
love
what a
song.
great title. Yeah, what a great title. And in fact, it's been amazing. We have so many fantastic KidPanAlley love songs. We're going to sing 2 of those tonight, at least. And at some point, we're going to put out a record of KidPanAlley love songs, and we're going to call it 3rd Graders Don't Write Love Songs. But they do.
They do.
And here's one
They
of my
really do.
favorites. It's called I Don't Want to Say Anything About Love.
All right, Paul, hit it. Try to remember all the words. I don't want to say anything about love. It's a natural disaster. Your heart gets going faster even after it's gone. The secrets that you bear in your heart make you shiver and sweat. Even when it's way too hard, you still never forget. I don't want to talk about it, can't live with or without it, it's just too hard to walk away. I don't want to say anything about love. Please don't make me say what I think about love. It's a less than perfect feeling. It can be revealing, throw light on things you don't want to show. Love can turn an easy way into a tangled up maze. It can make you lose your way, leave you stranded for days. I just don't want to talk about it, can't live with or without it, it's too hard to walk away. I don't want to say anything about love. Well, there's one thing I've just got to say about love. It's our highest purpose. It can often hurt us, cut us deep, right down to the bone. Love is just a feeling, a little whisper in your ear. Love is its own healing, it's the reason we're here. I just don't want to talk about it, can't live with or without it, it's just too hard to walk away. Yeah, I don't want to say anything, I've just said all there is to know about it. I've just said all there is to say about love.
All right.
From the hearts of 5th graders. From the hearts of 5th graders. As a matter of fact, we were so moved about this being Valentine's that I even brought down a very special little guest which is our Valentine figure sculpture that's back here. She's carrying a heart. She's actually a COVID, she's one of my COVID sculptures. She has a mask, but because both Paul and I are in the process of being vaccinated, we have removed her mask, but she is socially distancing from us, just to make
Bring her
sure.
up front,
Oh, you want me to bring
Cheryl.
her up?
Yeah, Cheryl has been making these amazing sculptures.
I gotta figure out which
lately.
is the
We
way
have
to
about
turn around.
40 of them because nobody's been able to come over to see them, and so
They take
they're
over the
taking
house.
they've totally taken over the house, but I love them. I love them.
So she is about, the reason she's carrying a heart isn't just because it's Valentine's Day, but because during this whole time of being isolated, we have to learn to love one another and to be patient, be kind, and it's all about forgiveness as well for those who we can't see. So she's just going to hang out and enjoy the music because I know she's just loving it. So we're going to swing back around, but before we bring Tom back on, I want to remind you that this evening you have an opportunity to show your appreciation for the absolutely amazing music and the artists that you are listening to tonight. We have a tip jar. We hope that you will make a donation and be generous. That money is divided and given to the performers this evening. So it's a great way to say thank you for just a magical show, and it is magical. So Tom, let's swing back around. We're in the round. So what will you be playing for us?
Well, this song I wrote a few years ago called Out of the Darkness, and it just feels like I was just looking at the calendar thinking, man, spring's just around the corner, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm here in D.C. and we're in the middle of an ice storm, but I'm looking at the calendar thinking, a month from now it'll be the middle of March, and I can't wait.
Yeah.
We need those warm temperatures, man.
So it's coming. The light.
Coming.
Here we go. One of these mornings, Lord, I swear, I wake up already there, out of the darkness, into the light. That's how I feel when all is wrong, even though I don't belong, out of the darkness, into the light. Out of the darkness, coming out of the darkness. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Wasn't really born to run. That's just where I'm coming from. Out of the darkness, into the light. So when I lay me down to sleep, I pray the Lord my soul to keep out of the darkness, into the light. Out of the darkness, come in now. Hey, out of the darkness, I wanna live like there's nothing to forgive, no one to betray, nothing left to pay. One of these mornings, Lord, I swear, I wake up already there, Out of the darkness into the light. Out of the darkness into the light.
Wow. I want you to know, I can't tell you how hard it has been for me to stay in this seat because I was like, I'm like ready to get up and start dancing around. Paul's like tapping me on the knee, like, you need to calm down a little bit.
That was fantastic.
But I'm
Tom.
sure that other people who take off their video are just kind of dancing around. That's amazing.
We got a lot of great comments.
So
Lori
are you
said
playing?
awesome, and
Are you playing a violin or viola?
It's a violin that has octave strings on it. So it's a G,
Oh,
A, and E, but an octave lower. You can buy them, you just have to Google them. And you have to reinforce your violin, otherwise you break the top.
oh, that wouldn't be good.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be good. Oh my gosh, Out of the Darkness. So tell us, where can we find your music?
That's a good question. Probably a good thing to do is just email me because I am so lame I don't have my stuff together and there's nothing put up anywhere that you can purchase. So
Okay. Well, do me a favor and just send that in to us, and we'll make sure we get it in the chat because I have a feeling a lot of people want to get on board.
it's just my name with no punctuation at gmail.com. Tom Prasada-Rao at gmail.com.
Wow, that's amazing.
Thank
I mean, it's just such a fun evening,
I
Paul.
know it is. Well, it's so great to have my old friends Tom and Beth here. Now, I remember the first time I met Beth, but I can't remember the first time I met you, Tom, because it's been so long ago. Well, it's been a long time ago for Beth, too, but I remember it because I picked her up at the airport. She used to teach at one of our workshops. We used to do songwriting workshops down here in Little Washington, and Beth was going to teach. And she got off the plane, and I could hear her electric toothbrush in her bag. It accidentally turned on and I could hear it.
Wow.
That was my first memory of Beth Nielsen Chapman.
I have no memory of that whatsoever, Paul. Or maybe it was some other motorized vehicle. I don't know. Maybe
Might want a disclaimer on that one.
maybe it wasn't my toothbrush. You never know.
But we've had such a great time ever since Beth
Yeah, we have.
taught
We have.
with us. We spent time at the Artist Colony together, and Beth also
Yes, you turned me on to the Artist Colony. That changed my life. That was incredible.
changed mine too.
Talking about
Center for the Creative Arts. I've been going for the last, I think, 27 years to this place called Virginia Center for the Creative Arts. And it's basically a retreat for artists. I've gone for as long as 3 months at a time, but usually it's more like a month or two. And you just sit and work, and they feed you 3 meals a day. And they clean your room every now and then when it gets too gross. And I used to organize a bunch of songwriters to come at the same time. And so Beth and Angela Cassett and all these great songwriters, David Wilcox, all would come, and Gary Nicholson. I can't even remember who everybody was, but Steve Seskin. We would have a great time, and in a couple of weeks that we were together there, everybody would have written a dozen songs or so, co-writing them.
That's right. That's right. That's so true. And it was such a great place to work. I got some great songs written from just doing nothing but waking up and eating breakfast that somebody else made for me, and then I'd roll out and I'd write a song. It was incredible.
So do you mind if I just do a little bit of bragging and name dropping of some of the folks you have written songs for that have performed your songs?
Absolutely. Go
All
ahead.
right. So, all right, folks, sit back in your chairs because it's a list. So, and it's it's just amazing. So Beth has her songs have been recorded by Bonnie Raitt, Willie Nelson, Bette Midler, Elton John, and you actually wrote the song "Sand and Water," which he performed at Princess Di's.
No, he performed it instead of
Candle in the Wind.
Candle in the Wind during his tour of North America after her death, and he had played that song in her memorial service or her funeral, and he didn't want to bring it out every day, and it was kind of a sacred thing for him to have done that, I think, and he wanted another song that would represent his feelings about the loss, and he just decided on Sand and Water, which was just an incredible honor, to hear Elton John. Let me tell you, when Elton John sings your song, it sounds like an Elton John song, which sounds really good. Yeah, it's really good.
Well, we can't stop at just Elton John. Neil Diamond, Michael McDonald, Roberta Flack, Waylon Jennings, Indigo Girls, Faith Hill, and of course we know Faith Hill's recording of This Kiss. Wow.
Yeah, I feel like I have to pinch myself when I hear that whole list all in a row like that. That's crazy.
And Olivia Newton-John.
That's right. I did a whole album with Olivia Newton-John and Amy Skye that was just wonderful to work with them. And she's a love. I mean, I went through breast cancer in the year 2000, and she was a great person, a great friend, and helped me so much. She's also a survivor, so we go way back and way deep, as they say. But I want to play you this song here that it's probably my most requested love song. So, of course, since it's Valentine's Day, I wrote this with the great, amazing Eric Kaz. He wrote, "Love has no pride," and he wrote, "Baby, that's what love is all about." He wrote all these great songs. So to work with Eric was incredible. And it ended up in on Days of Our Lives. It was the love song between Jennifer and Jack. And I often introduce this song and I say, this has been sung at a lot of weddings, and it has a really low divorce rate. And Jennifer and Jack unfortunately did not make it. They did get divorced, but they are fictitious characters, so they don't count. You can say you love me, and I'll believe that's true. Trusting you is easy, 'cause I believe in you. There is nothing I would miss as long as we're in love like this. All I have is all I need, and it all comes down to you and me. How far away this world becomes in the harbor of each other's arms. I feel like I've known you forever and ever. Baby, that's how close we are. Right here with you is where my life has come together, and where love has filled my heart. I'd go anywhere as long as I have you each other's arms. I should have gone to college. Sorry about that chord in there. But anyway, thank y'all.
Oh, that's beautiful. Woo! Okay, we should all, at some point in time, we'll open up the Zoom room and you'll be able to actually hear all that live.
I love that, yeah.
All right, let's give her a little clapping right
Well, here's something I've been telling everybody this, and I could become super rich if I knew how to do this myself. But somebody can take this idea. We should have, you know how like you can have those little bubbles, and like when you tap on your home button or whatever, you can send people hearts in a Facebook and all that. You should just attach a sound to each one of those taps so that on the other end you hear one hand clapping.
Oh, like a bubble bursting.
Yeah. They should make it a sound, right? Hey, Facebook, get it together. Okay, go ahead, Paul.
Okay, all right. Whoa, folks, this is not like amazing. I feel like I should be pinching myself. I want to give a shout out real quick to some folks who have already jumped on board and have made some donations, and just the generosity is just overwhelming. And so we want to say thank you to Gail and Noam and Pam Felber, and we want to give a special shout out to Heather and Robert. Are you on? Are you there?
Heather and Robert Leja, are you there?
If you're there, unmute.
Yes. There's our dear friends
Dear
out
friends
in
in
Colorado.
Colorado.
Cheryl and I stay with them when we're out there, and they just made, I think, the largest tip jar donation we've ever had, which is really saying something. So thank you, Heather and Robert.
Thank you.
Amazing,
Thank you so
amazing.
much.
And
It's so exciting. But now it gives me always such great honor and pleasure to introduce the man who I like to spend or to dance in the harbor with.
dance in the harbor. That's quite a euphemism there, Cheryl.
Yeah, we could just spend our time in the harbor. But anyway, Paul Reisler, as many of you know, and maybe some might not know, has been a songwriter, musician for well over, 50 years.
Yeah.
Yes, and has written songs and toured with his band Trapezoid, and has two other bands, 1,000 Questions and 3 Good Reasons, with Howard Levy and Marshall Keys, and many wonderful, amazing artists that perform together. Amy Speece performs with you, but now I think Paul, you're going to do a piece for us.
Yes, I think I'll do an instrumental. Now this is, I know this is a love song thing, and this is actually a song I wrote for my father's memorial back in 1990, and I brought it out and dusted it off here recently, and I really love the tune. It's called Dolphins, and I named it that because my father, even though he was in the Navy during the war, he never learned how to swim. And so I thought, well, that's kind of interesting. I bet now that he's up there floating around and he's up there swimming with the dolphins. So I wrote this piece called Dolphins. Start again there. That was awful. Here we go. I forgot how it went. Let's see. Okay, I think I got it now. Sorry about that. Oh,
Hey, Paul.
memory being what it is.
Well, you know, I think that's one of the beautiful charms of everything being live. And, you know, it's a wonderful thing to be human and to just be able to be in the moment and sometimes multiple moments. You know.
Well, it's nice to be among friends in those moments. That's all I can say.
Absolutely. And the gift of music and the joy of music it's just a wonderful thing, and we're just so happy to be sharing that with everyone tonight. And wow,
Paul, even your mistakes sound like better than most people play guitar.
Well, I think thank you.
Absolutely. So let's swing back around. So, Tom, amaze us. Tell us what you're going to perform.
Well, this is a song I wrote with a friend of mine named Sonia Heller in November. And I've been getting a lot of songs just off of interactions with people on Facebook, just because you never see anybody face to face anymore. So I'd written something, and she'd made this little comment about a handheld heart. And I told her, that sounds like a song. And then before you know it, we were writing it. And this is what it sounds like. You don't have to say a thing. It's written on your face. The temporary spring. Temporary grace. Now it's cold again, and it's getting dark, and all that you have left is your hand-held heart. They say when one door is closed, another opens up. Poetry and prose, or just beginner's luck, there's nothing left to chance. Solitary dance with your hand-held heart. Behold the evergreens in the forest. The bells of winter ring out the chorus. Oh, how the future unfolds before us, implores us, restores us. You don't have to say a word. It's written on your face. Perhaps you haven't heard of the mystery of grace. Just hold on a little longer. That's the hardest part. But nothing could be stronger than your hand-held heart. Your hand-held heart.
Handheld heart.
What a beautiful song.
Beautiful
you kill me.
song. I know. There's some tears being off the.
That's gorgeous.
Absolutely beautiful. And just, I don't even, it's just, you have so many different, you're so versatile. You have so many different emotions that you're able to convey in your song, from getting up and moving to just kind of sitting back and really just kind of getting in touch.
Oh, thank you so much.
You know, and
Michael McDonald has nothing on that voice, even though he's got a really good voice.
Oh my God.
you're calling it, Beth. You are calling it.
I'd say you both are medicine. You have a medicine voice, and so does Michael.
Thank you, Beth. What a sweet thing to say.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Just beautiful. Well,
Can you tell how much we all hate each other?
I'm in love with all of you. And I just have a few people who are in the room who are old dear friends who I just wanted to say hello to. Sue Fenster, and just a wonderful friend who was a very dear friend of my late wife Julie's. And I see Carrie Sherman's out there, and Deborah Goldstein.
Oh,
and
Cliff Miller. Hi, Cliff.
And Greg and Kathy, who were my doctors in Charlottesville. Thank you for being here with us. And Tom, I want to introduce you to Greg. He is amazing. And Dave and Edie. Now, David is a justice on the D.C. Court of Appeals, and dear friends who just live down the road from us here a little bit. And Gail Swift and Elaine Dempsey and Heidi Lisinski and John Lisinski.
Lots
John
and lots of
Hill.
friends
Gosh,
joining in.
this is like old home week here. It's so delightful to see you all here, and thank you.
Thank you for being with us.
Being with us tonight.
You know, it's kind of a cold, icy, like Tom was saying. We've sort of been enduring ice storms that just keep coming, and gray skies. And so tonight is just really, it's healing. It's such a wonderful feeling just to smile and to feel all the love and to hear about all the different ways we can love one another. So let's go back. Beth, we're ready.
Well, I just think that last song was so beautifully moving, and I'm just going to have to do something a little more kick-ass just to offset the beauty of that. I think I can't compete on the ballad level with that. It's not a competition, though, I know. So I wrote this song with Annie Roboff and Robin Lerner. And between the three of us girls, we wrote about this like back in 1996. And at the time, my husband had died in 94, and Annie was like a total workaholic. She was on a roll of writing hit songs. So she was a workaholic, and so she hadn't dated anybody in a very long time. And of course, I was grieving, and I hadn't dated anybody. And then Robin was going through a rather brutal divorce at the time. And so between the three of us, we had not been kissed in about 900 years. So of course, we wrote this song because, as you do, you know. And this was a big hit for Faith Hill, helped put my son through college. And it was great fun to write and super fun to hear it on the radio. I still love hearing it on the radio. And it's a good Valentine song. I don't want another heartbreak. I don't need another turn to cry. No, I don't want to learn the hard way. Baby, hello, oh no, goodbye. But you got me like a rocket, shooting straight across the sky. It's the way you love me. It's a feeling like this. It's centrifugal motion. It's perpetual bliss. It's that pivotal moment. It's impossible. This kiss, unstoppable. This kiss. Cinderella said to Snow White, how does love get so off course? So all I wanted was a white knight with a good heart, soft touch, fast horse. Ride me off into the sunset, baby, I'm forever yours. It's the way you love me. It's a feeling like this. It's centrifugal motion. It's perpetual bliss. It's that pivotal moment. It's subliminal. This kiss. It's criminal. This kiss. You can kiss me in the moonlight, on a rooftop under the sky. Oh, you can
Oh my gosh! Oh, I felt like I was going to fall out of my chair. It's just so great.
Isn't it frustrating? Isn't it frustrating, Cheryl? We want to do harmonies with each other, and we just can't.
I know.
That's all right. We're singing it, but you just can't hear us, and all of our lips are not quite in sync. But that's okay.
No, that's the problem.
Wow.
Yeah, well, that song is keeping us warm. And in fact, our dear friend Heather Leja just said, your music is keeping us warm tonight.
Great. That's what we want to do.
So,
Oh my gosh, but you could just see everybody's like, oh yeah. Just going.
That's right.
Ooh.
wow.
So I'm going to ask a real, kind of groupie kind of question. But when you write a hit song like that, what does it feel like? What do you,
Well, songwriters know what I'm talking about here. Every song I write is a hit song right when I'm writing it. You know what I mean, Tom? It's like, oh, this is the greatest song ever. We really did think we had something here, though, when we wrote this song. But you'd think that we ran out and played it for somebody and they cut it right away. But almost any song I've ever had any success with sat around and got pitched a lot for at least a year, mostly almost 2 years. So this song was a year and a half after we wrote it. We pitched it to the Judds, we pitched it to Brandy, Patti LaBelle, we pitched it to everybody, and nobody took it. And then Faith Hill was cutting a country album. Of course, she was a country artist. She'd just come off a big hit, and they were looking for songs. And Annie smartly said, "Let's take it away from the keyboard a little and rework the demo." We put some steel guitar on it, some more acoustic guitar, and sent it over, and she cut it really fast. So sometimes it has to be in the right form, and then sometimes it just has to be, I think we write ahead of time. I think we write ahead of when songs are going to be ready to be heard a lot of the time. I think songwriters often write ahead of schedule, which is fine because it keeps you honest. You're going, why isn't anybody cutting this song? Don't give up on your songs because sometimes they got there early. So yeah.
No.
Well, you just, I guess it just requires so much patience and just so much, belief in what you do and the message that you're, and of course this really had quite a bit of, you were sharing about the songwriters writing it. I mean, it had so much of you all in it.
Well, it's everybody who's ever been kissed correctly and knows how to talk about it. That's basically. So most people at one time or another get kissed correctly, which is a thing, it's a thing. And when you've had it, whether or not you're still having it, you know what I'm saying?
That's
so, yeah. And it's perfect for Valentine's for that reason. But, I teach a lot of workshops and I use that song and I take it apart and I show the bits and pieces and how it works around. And it's fascinating to realize how simple it really is, but it just has these little sections that change keys, which is the brilliance of Annie Roboff, because she is so amazing as a musician. She'd be like, okay, well, let's go to the bridge. And all of a sudden she goes, do. I'm like, what are we going to do with that? And so, it's like a roller coaster ride to write with Annie. So anyway, it's just an amazing, I love writing, and I love writing all different kinds of songs. And it's just the sweetest thing in the world to actually be able to find money in your mailbox. That's like a whole, you don't even think that's ever going to happen. Then it happens. You're like, actual money. Oh my God.
However, need a real big mailbox for that song there.
Well, back in the day we did. Yeah, back in the day. But the thing is, what I'm always trying to get back to protect the best writing I've ever done is not when I'm trying to write a hit. I try not to try to write a hit. I just try to write a song I love. And when somebody like Tom Prasada-Rao comes over to your house, we wrote that song, and it's like, that is, to me, that's a jewel, to have that experience. And that's what I live for. And then sometimes you get lucky, sometimes it's a hit, but you got to do the body of work anyway.
Well, you're a jewel there, Beth. And Beth is also a wonderful songwriting teacher. We've taught together many times.
Yeah.
I remember one in particular, which was right after 9/11, the weekend after 9/11.
That's right.
Scheduled a songwriting workshop here in Little Washington, Virginia, with Beth and Julie and I and Issei Barnwell. And we felt like everyone really, really needed to get together that weekend. And so I sent Will Hopkins down to Nashville, and he picked up Beth and drove her here. And we had.
I need to find him. Where is he now? I need to find him.
Bill's left us.
Yes, he's passed away.
he
He
left.
did? Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I love that guy. I was like, we were in this car for 10 hours going, so tell me about yourself, and I loved him so much.
Well,
That's
he
how
was
you get to know somebody.
He was so interesting. He was a lawyer, and then he took one of our workshops with Julie and I, and he decided he wanted to be a songwriter. And he had
It was never the same after one of those Paul workshops.
He quit lawyering.
Yeah,
and
he gave up his practice and he split his
full-time
time.
songwriter. And he wrote some amazing songs. So. But no, I remember that weekend because that was really one of the most emotional weekends I think I've ever spent. And I thank you for helping us all get through that one, Beth.
That was an amazing, amazing time. And we're in one now.
We are.
Yes.
Yeah, we're definitely in one now. This is so lovely, though. Thank you so much for letting me be part of it.
Why don't we skip us? And,
Oh, we are going to skip us.
yeah,
but I
because
just
I want to hear more of you and Tom.
See, I talk too much, and I ruin
No. Oh no, that's a lot of the feedback that we get from the audience, from our Zoom room, is that they love the stories because, they don't necessarily get a chance to ask questions, but they love hearing what's the story behind the songs, how you came to be songwriters. They love learning about you as people as well. And so it's very interesting. But I want to give a shout out for this whole program and remind everyone to please, we hope you will make a donation. The tips in the tip jar go to the artists and the performers this evening. Please be generous. Please be kind. It's like Beth says, it's really nice when you get a check in the mailbox, and many performers right now over the past year have not been getting many of those.
Yes.
So
thank you for your support, everyone.
Yeah, this is our way to help give back to the musical community, and so we appreciate that very much. So we're going to skip us, and Tom, wow us, man, bring us some more amazing songs.
Yes, Ashley said we love the singing, but we don't get the stories on the radio.
That's right.
That's right.
Ah, okay. Well, I can tell some stories and go longer than the songs, right, Tom?
I could listen to Beth all night, man.
I know.
We may have to, Tom.
Oh, man. Well, this is a song I wrote a while back, but it's, how cyclical life is. Like sometimes you have these times in your life where all you can do is feel sorry for yourself, and then something happens that flips the switch, and then you realize that even though you're broke, or even though you're broken up with somebody that you really wanted to be with, that you have something to look forward to, and you have something that's making you happy. And I wrote this song during one of those times where I was living in Texas, and I had a dog and a wife and 2 beautiful stepdaughters, but I was broke as hell. And I was out walking my dog, which happened to be a poodle, a golden doodle. And somebody yelled out to me from one of the other streets, that I always went down, and he called me the Poodle Man. And it just made me so happy to be known for something other than playing the guitar. I was the Poodle Man, and it just made me happy because my dog made me happy, and my dog is my best friend. So I came back after walking my dog, whose name was Thurman. Got Thurman back in my studio and picked up my guitar and wrote this song. And it took me a while before I realized I liked it on the violin better, but it's called Thank You. Thank you for the coffee, thank you for the cup, thank you for the morning and for waking me up. Thank you for the sugar, thank you for the cream, thank you that the night was only but a dream. Ooh, thank you. Thank you for the traffic and the menial job, for my baby crying and the craziest dog, for making me a button that says undo. And thank you for the road that leads back to you. Ooh, thank you. Oh mercy, you are everywhere. You were always as close as a whispering prayer. Oh mercy, when the world doesn't care. Be my bosom of Abraham, be my rocking chair. Thank you for the rope that won't ever let me go. Thank you for the yes when everybody else said no. Thank you for the seesaw, thank you for the swing. Thank you for the gloves and the boxing ring. Ooh, thank you. Oh mercy, you are everywhere. You were always as close as a whispering prayer. Oh mercy, when the world doesn't care. Be my bosom of Abraham, be my rocking chair. Thank you for a love that can overcome regret. Thank you for the joy that I haven't found yet. Thank you for the apple, thank you for the tree, and thank you for dancing in the dark inside of me. Ooh, thank you. Ooh, thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. So life has changed a lot for you.
It sure has. It's been like the several reincarnations of my life. It feels like a story I could have never written myself, but it's beautiful.
So how has COVID changed how you, or has it changed how you look at life?
You know, it's weird to say, but it's been the best year of my life. And I went into COVID coming out of cancer surgery knowing I was supposed to be doing chemotherapy. And so, like, right when the pandemic started, I started chemotherapy. And then that was right when all the protests started, you know, the George Floyd protests. And I just was watching CNN and I just started writing, you know, and I wrote a song for George Floyd, and then it's like the floodgates opened, and I just didn't care anymore, you know. I didn't care about trying to impress one goddamn soul. I just wanted to write because I wanted to write, and I didn't care if anybody else liked it or not. And so it's been a wonderful year just of creativity and friendships just kind of springing out of nowhere, you know, out of the ether, you know, just out of some unseen space that you just couldn't see. And so, you know, I'm probably one of the few people who can say it's been the best year of my life, you know, especially with the cancer and the chemo and all that stuff, but it has been.
So how are you doing with that? Is everything going good?
It's going well, yeah. I'm glad to say that there's no evidence of disease in my lungs. You know, it migrated from my neck down to my lungs.
All right.
It's gone, so I'm happy about that. So
We are too.
We are too. Yes, absolutely. And you know, I think for if we all kind of sat back and just took a moment and thought about this past year, I think in a lot of ways it's transformed us all. Our choice whether it transforms us in a positive way or a negative way.
yeah.
So I think we've done good, Paul.
Yes.
And you know what? I've got to just give a real quick tally shout out, because people are just pouring their love out, not only in watching and clapping and singing along, but also in their donations. So I want to thank Matthew Ryan and our great friend Diane Dodge, Mary Jo Krufka, Edie Tatel, Barry Sultanoff, Jackie Schultz, Elaine Dempsey, just to mention a few, Barbara Black. Thank you all.
Thank you.
And
Thank
if
you.
I haven't called out your name, I'm trying to scroll through and get them as quickly as possible. But thank you for your generosity. It means so much to the artists that are performing. And it's just a beautiful way, not only to show your applause, but your love.
Right.
And love for music.
Yeah, and also thank you to my sister Elaine, who's out there.
Yes.
Thank you, Elaine and Sal, and thank you, my friend Barry from Hawaii, who used to live here in Little Washington, and now he lives on Maui. And so whenever KidPanAlley is out working in Hawaii, which we've been doing for the last 10 years, until this year, we get to see
Hi, Paul.
Barry.
Hi,
good to
Cheryl.
see you
Hey,
in your
Barry.
Hawaiian
Hey.
I know.
Yeah.
We
It's
miss you,
sleeting
man.
here, Barry.
You know, I swam with the dolphins just in the past week. I loved your song. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Barry.
It's really good
Well,
to see you. We
great to see
really
you, my
we
friend.
miss the islands
Yes, we do.
tremendously.
We do.
Oh, we miss you. Come back when you can.
Oh, so we'll just bring everybody with us. Let's all just plan a trip to the islands.
Yes.
All right, Miss Beth, we're ready.
Are you guys going to skip yourselves again?
Of course.
No, we'll
I don't
do
know if
one
that's
after
legal.
you.
Okay.
That's we're in charge.
We want an easy act to follow here.
Well, I want to. That was beautiful, Tom. I mean, we just have to soon we'll have vaccines and we can hang out in person. It's going to be the major creative burst of energy when we can all get out on the other side of this thing. I'm going to do an old song that I wrote for my little sister's wedding. My sister Lola, who lives in San Francisco. She has a little shop called Lola of San Francisco. Can't remember the name of the street. I think it's Clipper Street. Anyway, she's an amazing artist, and she designs clothes and makes art, and she's a go there if you get a chance. But she married Giovanni, and I can't remember how many years ago, and I gave her a wedding present of this song, and it's a perfect Valentine song. It's called Faithful Heart. Faithful heart, what more can one life ask? One hand to hold along life's path. Share with me this vow, and for all time our souls will be entwined. I give this love, I live this love, no greater joy is mine. Storms will come, but we will never part, for each of us bequeath a faithful heart. I give for each of us bequeath a faithful heart.
Wow.
Oh,
Oh,
oh my God.
that's gorgeous, Beth.
That was on my first album, my second album on Warner Brothers, which came out in 1991, and I recorded it with the London Chamber Orchestra and a small, a boys' choir. And it was just, I worked with Paul Samuel Smith and Frank Filippetti producing, and it was just magical. We did it in Abbey Road in Studio B. So every time I play it, I hear all that in my head. So hopefully it came through.
Wow.
Anyway.
Fantastic, Beth. Well, I think I will do a song right now. Gosh, we've just been getting so many wonderful comments and donations. Thank you, Carrie Sherman, so much for your donation, and just everybody out there who's been so generous tonight. Deborah Goldstein, Heidi and John Lisinski. And I think I'm going to do a song that Tom reminded me of something here, which he said, you know, this was the best year of his life. And my late wife, Julie Portman, who many of you knew and loved, as I did, when she was sick with cancer in that last year of her life, she kept saying the same thing to me, is, you know, this is the best year of my life because I realize how much I'm loved and how deeply I'm loved. And so I'm going to do this song. This was a very unusual song. It's a KidPanAlley song. And we were working in Anacostia, which is a section of D.C. that's probably the poorest section of D.C. socioeconomically. It was a school that was buried deep in there, where it was not unusual to have drive-by shootings outside. And the children were just wonderful. We worked there 5 or 6 years in a row, an entirely black school. And I just loved the children there. And one day we were writing a song with them. It was in May. And we started writing this love song with third graders. And I had no idea where it was coming from because it just seemed like it was channeled. Well, I got home that night and I realized that the next day was this was a few years after Julia died. The next day was my anniversary with Julie. And that we were really channeling that love between us. So I told the kids about that, and the kids all started crying and came up and hugged me. And anyway, here's that song called "I'm Always Thinking of You." I didn't wait for a holiday, didn't tie it with a bow. I didn't put it in a box, but I wanted you to know just how much I love you, just how much I care. And I hold you in my heart, and I'm always thinking of you. Every time I see your face, my heart beats like a drum. Your voice the sweetest symphony. You are the tune I hum. You're my evening prayer, the one that makes us two. And I hold you in my heart, and I'm always thinking of you. Beautiful as the sun setting in the west. You are the road that leads me home. My answer's always yes. On this anniversary, we'll be celebrating you, and I hold you in my heart, and I'm always thinking of you. I hold you in my heart, I hold you in my heart, yes, I hold you in my heart, and I'm always thinking of you.
All right.
That was beautiful, Paul.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
So
Beautiful. And I know, Julie inspired so many people, and, a lot of the arts in our community here in Rappahannock were very much inspired by her. And it's a beautiful song. Just a beautiful song. Oh my goodness. We've got to do at least one more round. You
Yes.
think we've got it in us?
Yes, well, at least we need to hear one more from Tom and Beth.
That's right. That's right. So, okay, Beth.
Okay, well, we're going on strike. You have to finish us out then.
yes, you do.
No strikes. This is all about the guests. This is all about you all.
Okay, well, we'll see.
think about it.
We'll think about it. I actually think one of you should finish it out. Maybe,
Let's
Tom
have
will-
Beth finish this
Okay,
out.
so Tom will do one, and maybe we'll do another one if we can think of something we haven't done in a while.
All right. All right, Tom. What would you like to do for us?
Well, this is the one I wrote in December. During the pandemic, I was in the category of people who were alone and not in a relationship, and it was actually I didn't know how long it was going to last, and obviously we're still in it. But it's been interesting, I think the thing that I miss the most is just having somebody to talk to at night, and having somebody to wake up in the morning. Just the idea of touch, and you haven't been able to give anybody a hug at all. Even my parents, I see them and I don't hug them, or my sisters. And so that's where this song came from, but it also came from just mourning the loss of intimacy. It's called From Your Lips. Someday, you'll let it slip. A song of cheer to God's own ear. From your lips, baby, from your lips. Someday, it's been so long since I've sung along, so long since I've been kissed. But someday soon I'll hear the tune from your lips, baby, from your lips. I was wrong, you were right. It's been a long cold spell, to be stuck in a wishing well. Where there's a rope, there's always hope, and I'll accept the gift someday. Someday, from your lips, baby, from your lips, from your lips, baby, from your lips. Everybody should have one of those applause buttons.
I know. We need it during all of this.
I know.
Definitely.
Well,
We should have one in every, we should have a button in every room. Like if I make a cup of coffee,
well, I mean, I have applause buttons that are not sounding like a standing ovation like all of these, but you all deserve a standing ovation
Absolutely.
for every one of these songs. So this is not coffee house applause. This is
No.
Wembley Stadium
This is-
applause
this
because
is-
that's what you guys deserve.
that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Well,
Absolutely.
this
So-
can't be the last song because this is another ballad because I've got to do this for my husband Bob, who I love so much, and he's been through such a terrible year, as we all have. But he's also gone through some chemotherapy, and it's not fun. And he's just an amazing person that I'm so happy to have in my life. And he may have come close a few times, but he hasn't given up on me yet. At least I don't think he has. As far as I know, he's still at the other end of the house, but I'll have to go check on that when I get finished with this song. Cause,
Hi, Bob.
well, who knows if he's watching the game or me, I mean, it's very possible he's watching something else, but I'll make him watch this later if he's not watching it now. So I wrote this song with an amazing artist named Andy Bey, B-E-Y, and he's a jazz artist primarily, although he's really beyond that. And he's based in New York, and he's just an incredible musician, so go look him up, Andy B-E-Y. He and I got together, and he doesn't write a lot. He doesn't write a lot of songs, but he said he didn't write songs. I got him in ASCAP, and we got behind a piano, and I had a little recorder, and I said, "Just play some chords, Andy," because his chordal knowledge is amazing. So he started playing these chords and humming this tune, and we kind of shaped the melody together, but he definitely informed where it went and where the chords went. So then I had this great little melody on a cassette tape, and I walked around with it for 4 years. And I finally wrote the lyrics. And I remember calling him up saying, "Hey, Andy, it's Beth. I wrote the lyrics to our song." He goes, "Beth who?" "What song?" So he did an amazing version of this on one of his albums, but I learned this on guitar because there's no way I could ever play it on the piano the way he plays it. And I had to hire someone, Paul, you'll appreciate this. I had to hire a woman in Los Angeles to transfer it from piano to guitar and then teach me how to play the song on the guitar, which has all big girl chords that I don't know the names of. And I grew muscles in my hand in order to learn how to play this song. And if I don't play it regularly, I forget how to play it. So it's always an interesting thing to see if I get through it without screwing it up. But it's one of my favorites, and I wrote it for Bob. I wrote the lyrics about falling in love with Bob, having been married to Ernest for 16 years and losing him to cancer, and then just, thinking I'll never have anything like that again. And of course I don't, and I didn't, because when you love someone, the room of the love that you have with them is sort of a sacred place. And even if they die, for me, that room remains a sacred place in our hearts. But it never occurred to me that anybody else would ever come along that I would actually have that strength of a commitment with. And what I found out is that the heart is kind of like an accordion, and it just keeps growing. New bellows can be added forever. So, so Bob and I have now been together longer than I was ever together with Ernest, and it just seems so like I can't even believe I'm this old. I mean, it's like amazing, the whole thing. So, but this song is about discovering that you can love again. It's a good Valentine song. It's called Look. For all the tears, all the times I got lost, for every bridge my heart's crossed, look at how your love has changed my life. Woke up all the dreams I've held inside. All the stars fell in place when you first touched my face. And once again the world felt right. Look at how you knew you'd found my heart deep out of the blues and torn apart long before I could see you were so meant for me. You held me in your arms so tight. Love finds a way through time and grace. How sweet to step into this dance. Really good jazz chords here. When I never thought my heart would get a second chance. Look at how your love has changed my life, filled me with a hope that shines so bright that the past closed the book when I turn back to look at how your love has changed my life. Ooh. And the past closed the book when I turn back to look at how your love has changed my life.
Well, I pushed the wrong button.
Thank you! Thank you! I feel like I'm in a stadium.
Wow.
Brilliant.
Well, I totally messed up. These are the best chords. Let me just show you what they would have been. Love, love. Let's see, hold on. Love, love finds a way. Da, 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 da. That's just the most brilliant part of the song, and I totally screwed it up. Sorry, Bob.
No, it's beautiful.
Beautiful, beautiful.
One of our new additions to the KidPanAlley family, her name is Ashley, and she's an amazing musician. And she says these chords are just touching my heart.
Oh, thank
know,
you so much.
It's just
Well, they break my fingers, but they touch my heart. It's like,
The pros and cons, you kind of have to weigh things, but no, that's beautiful. So we have a deal for you, Miss Beth.
yes.
I'll do one if you will close us out for tonight.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I guess I'll need to do something peppy then. All right. I'll do that. I'll do that.
All right. So
Only if I can plug something.
Sure.
sure,
I have your attention.
everyone
And
gets to choose.
And we need to plug the concert we're doing
That's right.
together, or the concert we're doing together, Beth.
Which one?
Aren't I playing on your show in a couple?
Oh, that's right. That's right. You're coming on my Friday at noon lunchtime show. I can't remember which one it is, but we'll put it out in the world. So yeah, every Friday at noon, I either do the song rodeo roundup, or I do a live show, and you can just go to my website and see which one I'm doing which Friday. Yeah, is it this Friday, Paul? Can't remember.
I don't remember either.
Oh, we're gonna have to
you'd
look
already
at the
did it.
calendars.
Well, no, that was just the teaser.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm such a space cadet. I've got it written down
Yeah,
in my external hard drive.
I just don't know where it is written down.
No worries.
We've been, actually, it's been so hard. We've been doing KidPanAlley every day now that the schools are realizing they need something creative and engaging for the children. We're swamped, and so I'm really struggling. Thanks to Ashley for keeping me on track here, because our schedule is just nuts these days.
I know people are thinking, "What are you doing with all your downtime?" I'm like, "What downtime?"
Not a bit.
Not right now.
Okay, well, this is a song. It's one of my favorite songs I've ever written, I think. I wrote it with Angela Cassett. And we were just talking, and I started to tell her about this guy, Bob DeWitt, who lived out in Mariposa, California. And it was Trapezoid's first tour of California in the early 80s. And we were late getting there, and we're driving to this place where our agent gave us these directions, and we're driving, and it's a 4-lane road, and then it's a 2-lane road, then it's a 1-lane road, and then it's just a cow path through a field. And we're going, and it's dark, and we're going, this can't be right. But every 30 feet or so, there would be a car hood that said Woody Guthrie or bust, or Feedback Theater straight ahead. And so we kept going. And we got to the end of the road, and all we could see was a light in the distance and a gate. And, we grabbed our instruments and started walking down this little path. And immediately we noticed that every fence post had a gargoyle on top of it. And then on our left was this graveyard, and all this tombstones said critics. And we knew we were in the right place. And we got down there and met Bob and Doey DeWitt. And Bob used to live with, Woody Guthrie lived with him. Bob ran a coffee house in Topanga Canyon, and Woody lived with him. And Bob and Doey were just the most free, beautiful people I've ever met in my life. We started to play, and immediately Bob, barefoot, grabs a conga, starts dancing around the room, playing the conga. Totally different time than we're playing in, but that was Bob. And we just fell in love with him. And Bob was in his 80s at the time, and we'd go hiking with him. He never wore shoes, and we'd go hiking up the Sierra Nevadas with him, and he would run ahead of us and then stand on his head while he waited for us slackers to catch up. But anyway, this song is really about Bob and about the way in which he responded to everything. You see, Bob, if you asked him a question, didn't respond with words. He responded with a creative act. So if I asked him a question, he might draw me a drawing or paint me a painting or throw me a pot. And one time when we came back the next year, he had built Lake Trapezoid, which was the name of my band, in the shape of a trapezoid. That's how Bob responded to life, with the creative act. And so Angela and I were talking about that and saying, God, I wish I was that free to do this. So this is called If I Were Free.
If I were free, I would answer any question with a brushstroke upon canvas, and my words would all fall out in poetry. I would
would sing to you a sunset, draw your face inside a symphony. If I were free, if I were free, I would flee this world of sidewalks, run barefoot up a mountain, stand naked as a lover, breathlessly. I would lose my way by moonlight and wake to find you sleeping next to me. If I were free, if I were free, free to fly, free to fall, safe within the mystery of it all. If I were free, I would kiss you like a snowflake, rain on you in roses, fearlessly stand back and let you be, for God above and all the world to see. If I were free.
Woo! Beautiful. I love that key change. Wow.
Not always. It's like, oh gosh.
I loved it. You might not have loved it. I loved it.
Oh my gosh. Let's just shoot over to Tom for just a second. Hey Tom, where can is there a place that you will be performing, a place that we can catch up with you after this? Hear your music again?
I'm sure there will be. Drop me a line or friend me on Facebook or something. And
Well, before Beth finishes us out, I want to invite everybody just to hang on. After the concert, we'll open up the Zoom room and people can chat and say hi and reconnect. And
We'll play a little bit.
We'll play a
there'll be
little
a couple
bit
of
of-
minutes of what's going to be on next time, because in 2 weeks from now we're going to have Amy Speece, who is just amazing singer.
She's so good.
She's so good. She used to play with me in my Thousand Questions band.
Yep.
She used to help me some on KidPanAlley, and Amy is just spectacular. And Burwell, which is a dear friend of ours from Richmond, who has one of the most amazing
Whitney
and
Asher.
unusual voices, Whitney Asher. And we saw a virtual concert of hers a couple of months ago and
Just dynamite.
fell in love with it. So
Yeah.
this is going to be another amazing evening of music, and I think that's the 28th, 2 Sundays from now.
Sundays
at
from
7
now.
o'clock. Please sign up for the Zoom room, because we love having you all in the Zoom room instead of out there in the netherworld of
Facebook
and
land
YouTube.
and YouTube.
With all that mic delay out there.
I know, but we're also grateful for everyone that joins in and takes advantage of all of this amazing music. All right, Beth, bring us home.
All right. So thank you so much, first of all. And it was just so incredibly deep to see you again, Tom. I am going to hunt you down. We can Zoom right if we have to. We need to write another song. We definitely do. And I've had such a great time. I also want to just mention that I've been starting to teach some workshops, and it's working really well on Zoom. I have to say, I'm teaching a vocal presence class, and where I teach people how to sing with least effort. And you can sing for hours and hours and hours, and it's not any more hard than talking. And I'm also teaching a workshop with David Wilcox right now for the next 3 more weeks. And if you go to bncmasterclasses.com, you can find out all the information and when it's happening, and where it's happening, and all that stuff.
All right, folks, check it out.
Yeah,
out.
and you know what? I can't wait be able to be in the room with all of you guys physically again, and to be able to do some more stuff with KidPanAlley, because Paul, you really introduced me to the orchestra in Nashville. Remind me, I'm like blanking on the name.
Nashville Chamber Orchestra.
Chamber Orchestra.
Well, you introduced me also.
I did? Oh, maybe I introduced you.
Yeah, I think, well, maybe we introduced each other, but
Anyway, that was so amazing.
KidPanAlley, we made an
Yeah.
album here in Rappahannock County, Little Washington, where we live, and I'd also written a full-length piece for orchestra and narrator, and Beth said she knew this conductor in Nashville, Paul Gamble.
Paul Gamble, thank you. I was like, Paul something.
I had a little meeting with Paul and played him that, and he liked it, but then he saw the KidPanAlley album, and he said, we're doing that. And within like 10 minutes, we were doing this huge project with the chamber orchestra.
It's so
And
great.
we ended up with full orchestra on a bunch of things. Beth wrote a song and sang it on there.
Great big world, little drop of water. We'll have to do that on next show. I'll have to bone up on my parts, though. I
And we
forgot how to
had
play
like
it.
Amy Grant and Delbert McClinton and
Yeah.
Kate Brooks. And I mean, it was a star-studded cast. And that's really, I feel, what put KidPanAlley on the map. And so I am so grateful for that introduction, and so grateful for your friendship for all these. I think it's been over 25 years now.
Years, yeah.
Love you.
I think I'm 64. I'm getting to the age where I can't remember. About 2 months after my birthday. Was that just 64? I think that was 64. All right, so this is a song about resilience, which is an awesome idea for a Valentine song. I wrote this with Don Schlitz. It was my first song that I was a part of that was a big hit. It was nominated for Song of the Year. Beautiful record by Tanya Tucker. I got to sing the background vocals on the record. And you know, if you want to write a hit song, definitely look up Don Schlitz. It was great fun to work with him. I just love him so much. So it's called Strong Enough to Bend. And it features an oral mandolin solo. There's a tree out in the backyard that never has been broken by the wind. And the reason it's still standing, it was strong enough to bend. For years we have stayed together as lovers and as friends. What we have will last forever if we're strong enough to bend. When you say something that you can't take back, big wind blows and you hear a little cry. But when you say, hey, well, I might be wrong, you can sway with the wind till the storm is gone. Like a tree out in the backyard that never has been broken by the wind. Our love will last forever if we're strong enough to bend. When you start thinking that you know it all, big wind blows and a branch will fall. But when you say, hey, this job takes two, you can sway with the wind till the skies turn blue. Like a tree out in the backyard that never has been broken by the wind. Our love will last forever if we're strong enough to bend. Our love will last forever if we're strong enough to bend.
go, Beth. Okay, thank you, Beth, and thank you.
up there in the gallery.
Well,
Thank you, Beth. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, everyone, for being with us this evening. Hang on. If you want to
talk to the artists,
Yeah,
and
you
each
wanna
other,
chat, so-
be about 2 minutes.
I'll sign some digital autographs.
There you go.
Before we do that, I want to tell you about a wonderful concert series that happens on Tuesday nights from our dear friends at In Your Ear Studios in Richmond. And they have, the tech is just unbelievable. They have like 4 cameras and great sound. It's one of the nicest studios on the East Coast. And so they're having the Last Real Circus this Tuesday at 7:30, Tuesday the 16th. And our next concert is going to be Amy Speece in Burwell.
Nothing
right there.
good
Here's a little Amy
could come
Speece.
from this. Can we pull back and take it slow? The breathless fall toward a kiss. Head over heels before you know. Oh, desire, oh, the draw.
And then here's a little KidPanAlley telling you what we're doing. And this is a song we wrote in Nashville that was sung by Raul Malo and performed with the Nashville Chamber Orchestra, just like Beth and I were talking about.
Like a trip on the wind, slip on the rain, wander around, forget what to say. If I fell from the sky, I'd land in the clouds. I'd whisper, I love you, right out loud. Hablo bajito, te quiero. I don't know why.
Okay, well, I'm going to stop our stream and let's
Let's open